Alright, what's up guys? Finally getting around to this. Some Gold Rush. Finally. So I've been a long time player of this game, and I figured, since I'm starting to get back into it, I might as well do a bit of recording for it. You know, start a Let's Play along with all the other stuff that I got going. Alright, what do we got? Limited time offer, fuel nozzle, and duplex jig. That's not really too much worry. Alright, so, this is going to be... I'm going to try to keep this fairly conventional. They've recently added things like, what's it? Drilling for money and, renting and all that. So if you're not really familiar with this game, basically what it is a gold mining simulator set in Alaska, Haines, Alaska, based off of the Discovery TV show. And, oh yeah, I missed the bank. At least, well, sort of based. Not really. Oh dear. I just realized that this does not like recording all that much in, some of the chunkier places. It's not the most optimized game, but it is, definitely fun. So the whole idea behind the game is you pretty much get one of these, gold claims, and you buy or lease it. Now, obviously, since we're starting out the game, we have to lease a claim area, and the only one that's available is Old Arnold Parcel. This is considered the like starter or like noob claim or whatever. Now, basically, the difference between leasing and buying is that leasing you have to pay a provision of all the gold you get in rent, and for this claim, it's the lowest, and it's still a hefty 30%. We're also going to pick up a loan. I don't even need to do that much. 6 days. Yeah, we're gonna pull out a loan. Wait, how much do you... Yeah, we'll take that. Now, I'm using a PS4 controller. At least for vehicles and stuff. I'll be using mouse and keyboard for the rest. Now, since we're starting out, we have to obviously get our equipment. So we've leased our claim, and we're going to be buying our first set of equipment. Now, I've taken out the loan, as we just did at the bank there, for to kind of kickstart things. So we're going to be getting what's called a hog pen, which is basically just a box with this sluice box here, and you throw some of these mats on it, and you dump dirt in the top there, and then you hook up a pump to it, and it flushes the water down over the mats, and the gold gets trapped in the mats. So, since we have tons of money, probably more than I really ever needed to grab, we're going to grab that and that. We're going to grab water pump. We don't have enough for the wavetable, do we? What do we have it? No. We need to grab the... Grab the mats, and we'll grab a few of these. We'll grab 4. Now, these are obviously, you know, the 5-gallon buckets. Grab some of that. That's just for moving items. Obviously, it's literally just a crate. And we're going to grab... Now, part of what we're picking up is a pump. But we also need, of course, the hoses. Oh, we're also going to pick up a jerry. Where are the filters? The last bit we need... Ah, here they are. Last bit we need are the filters for the water. So this is all we're going to need. Oh, 800 bucks. That's more than I thought it was going to be. Normally the game starts you out with 450, which gives you enough for the manual hog pen. But honestly, I recommend if you just want to get into the game, skip it. Just get the proper hog pan. I'm sorry for the low frame rate. This game is really hefty and chunky on the processor, and it does not like to be recorded. So other little tips I can offer here is stuff like these sluice box pieces. There's two different ones. There's the core one and the extension. The extension is the second part. You can tell because it has 3 and 4 on it, and the core one slots into the top of the extension. But yeah, you can put the mats in them and then move them around. Come on. Come on. Boom. Alright. Other things that we can do to help kind of minimize things. You can take these water filters and throw them on these fat water hoses. Okay, what else is there? Obviously, crates are useful for moving lots of stuff around. I like to get one early just because you don't really need it early. It just, it makes life easy. And, yeah. Throw that in there. On top. And last bit. Oh, come on. Alright, so we have all our basics. So, next bit we have to do, we bought jerry cans and the pump. And of course, we're going to need some fuel. This is really only necessary if you're starting out with the manual hog pan. So just fill up our jerry cans here. Boom, boom. And now we can finally head to our claim. Now the first claim is, I think it's one of the closest. I think it is the closest claim in terms of distance. They're all, like, some are a little further than others. But this one's pretty easy and straightforward to get to. You know, just down here. And now that we're finally out of the lag-tastic city, the freaking frame rate will stop tanking. Oh boy. Alright, so we bought all our equipment. We're heading to the claim. We got everything loaded up. We got extra fuel. And we just drove from town. This is the factory. This is a sort of important place, kind of for the mid game, because it has the Magnite drop-off point. That's something to keep in mind. It's useful for well, Magnite, of course, but basically Magnite gets used for upgrading the blacksmith, and once you start getting that going, your returns on gold and the speed you can process it at goes through the roof. So, here's old Arnold parcel claim thing. And, yeah, you can pretty much ignore that big area for now. We don't need to worry about that until we get through this little area here first. It takes a while, but you don't actually need to get through the whole area. You just need to get enough to get the Tier 2 equipment, and we'll just ignore that. Where's a nice place to put this? We'll drop that there. We'll take this. See, this crate, very, very convenient. You can carry up to 12 items in it. It's not so useful right now, but once you get into mass, you know, lots of mining and that, and you're moving lots of either moss mats or anything like that, then it becomes very useful. Saves you a lot of time. But, again, I just like to pick it up early. Makes life easy. As a side note, where is it? There's these pieces of paper kicking around. You'll see a little icon underneath the money and gold display in that. They're called stories. They're like, you know, just diegetic lore stuff about the places. I believe if you collect sets of them, you get paint schemes from the shop. I'm not entirely sure, but they're a fun little collectible. You know, if you like that kind of exploring around. The game has a lot of cool vistas and stuff, especially along the roads, and it's always neat to... Oof. Guys, I think we goofed. We forgot the most important part. Wow, one of the most important parts to the setup. Let's try this again. We got the important part. That was a big oof. So, we're in a bit of a pickle, obviously. We're set up, we're ready to go, but we can't, we have no water. We got plenty of fuel, we got plenty of dirt, but that's about it. So what we're going to do, and I'll introduce the next wonderful mechanic of this game, is sleep for a bit, let the weather pass. If I had a water trailer, I could hook that up to the pump. Or actually, I believe, yeah, no, I could hook it up to the pump and we could go, oh, come on. That was an uneventful day. Usually, by the end of the first day, I've had 2 or 3 buckets out, but it was basically frozen from 11 onwards, so we're kind of like, eh. We paid off some of our loan there. So we're going to be under a bit of a time pressure, but not really, because this place is rich with gold. Especially once you have this hog pan set up with the pump and all that. It's just straight, you know, print money. We'll take this one with it. Yeah, you can use these buckets to move dirt. You can just shovel straight into them. I would avoid doing that. I guess there could be some way to optimize time or whatever by using them for transporting dirt from, like, the other side of this or whatever, but I just run it. Ah, right, and then this is the other part for making money. The nugget system, or gold nuggets. Basically, it's a way to boost your income. You'll get, like, random-sized gold nuggets at a decreasing interval over time. If you reject it, it goes away. You don't get any more of these events, and you're entirely based on what you can pull up. I'm going to keep it just because it speeds things up quite a bit. Alright. And now the shoveling begins. Now because we have the pump feeding water to this, we don't have to worry about feeding it ourselves. Oh, look, another nugget. The manual one, basically what you have to do is the same idea. You feed dirt into it, and then you take one of those white buckets and dump water into it, and it'll wash it through. Alright. Another nugget. Yeah. The nuggets also get bigger, but like I said, they become less frequent. But like once you're onto like tier 2 and tier 3, you get quite you can get quite the hefty ones. Alright. Alright, come on, we're a little bit close to half done there. Already got 5 ounces from the nuggets already. One thing to note about the nuggets is you don't pay rent on them. They are rent-free and clear. So they really accelerate things. .65 ounces, yeah. Alright, so the mats are almost filled up. Next step, obviously. Once we get these to 100%. 8, 99, and one more. 100. So, turn that off. We'll go grab one of our white buckets here. And fill it up with the water. And then you wash the mats in the bucket. You can wash 4 mats to a bucket. Pretty straightforward. You just grab them off the hog pan here, and then you dip them in the water. And you're good to go. And then the next step, again, straightforward. Dump it in the pan. We finally get to pan for gold. And don't do that, because it's how you lose gold. Like a moron. And when the water gets dirty like that, you just dip it again. And you shake it around and all that, and eventually the dirt washes off the gold nuggets. We definitely got a bit. And you'll get 4 of these buckets, or 4 of these pans out of 1 bucket. Alright. You gotta do this 4 times over. Come on. There we go. And you can just dump the rest out. It's a little bit laggy at times. Again, this isn't the most optimized game. If you're a streamer or a YouTuber or looking to just do some gameplay of this, expect to have some issues unless you got a pretty beefy computer. My computer's relatively beefy and it still has issues with the recording in town. It plays okay, but it runs at a relatively low frame rate when recording in some areas. But yeah, anyways, it's besides the point. Alright, so all you do, grab this stuff. This, the panning for gold, it's the cheapest way, but it's also incredibly time consuming. And you actually have to sit there and manually, you know, do that. As far as I know, it's, it's not any less efficient than the automated ones. There we go. So we're done with that. We picked up probably about 3 ounces total. And yeah, so I'm going to end that there. Obviously, I'll do a bit more off-screen, and I think next episode we'll bring out the Magnite separator and wavetable and Magnite trailer. There we go. Anyways, if you want to see more of this, make sure, you know, like, subscribe, all that. And I will be trying to do one of these a day kind of thing, and I'll be trying to do it where it's like every episode looking at a new thing. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, and as always, have a good one.